Hello, welcome to my life on paper. I am Brianna. Welcome to Christmas in February, where we are scrapbooking Christmas on the 25th of each month. Also, welcome back to Follow Sketch February with Sandy Reversky, and this is our sketch for today, Jenny Evans. And here is my Christmas stuff. Now, this is a very, very old, I say that every time, don't I say that every time? Very old scraps that I have left from a paper pad with these pretty colors for Christmas. My circles are going to be these Nicole Jones 911 printables. They're snow globes, and you're not going to see much of the snow globe when I'm done. But I hope you get the feeling from the snow globe, and you will certainly see the circle element. I'm laying out my scraps just to figure out where I want them, and I didn't want the white background by the white background, so I took this green background one and used that. And I'm going to use the striped one for the one on the side. Now you can tell my pictures are bigger, and so I'm going to cover more space than what was on the sketch, but sketches are for, like, doing your thing, so you can totally tell where I'm going with this. I'm still going with this sketch. I have this mulberry paper, and I don't end up using it, but I am kind of thinking, do I want to trim my photos down? And actually at this point I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to use this mulberry paper, but I'm going to get some other paper to back the photos, and then I don't. And I just kind of forgot about it because I just got my mojo going and totally forgot about it. I do take one of these cut aparts that match these papers, and I will put it just behind the biggest photo there, the tree. So this is pictures from our most recent Christmas. On the left we have Eliza, on the right we have Meredith, and they were both sitting with the dogs before we were opening presents. So I took those two photos along with the Christmas tree to make this layout. Now this paper pad has fun little things like unicorns and llamas, uh, and so yeah, I decided to use them. I thought that you needed something else up there with the Dear Santa, I Want It All. So they're going to lay next to the title. And then I do have this flare, and I have a kind of a baggie of Christmas flare. So I pick out ones that have the white background and go with the colors. I keep reaching for kind of like red type items that I had pulled out, and I don't want to necessarily bring in the red. You can see that little embellishment there with the hot cocoa is a snowman, has a little bit of red on his scarf, but I just don't want to pull red in, and you'll see me kind of, oh no, I guess I'm getting it all to the side. I've decided no red. And now, oh, this is Making Memories Distresser, and I found it in my stash, and it works so good, but they don't make it anymore. It's very old, so I'm very apologetic that it's not available, but it works super good to distress these. And I don't know, it was a little flat looking to me, so I distress them, and then I'm going to use some foam adhesive tape to pop up both the unicorn and the llama. This goes rather quickly, this distressing, and I am kind of doing it right over in the same spot because it doesn't make a mess, but it easily sweeps into the garbage. So, well, while I continue to distress all these little pieces, it's a good time to remind you to look down below. There is a playlist with everyone is playing along with Follow Sketch February. Is it bad if I tell you I've watched all of them so far? And then you don't have to. You can pick and choose and find somebody new. It is a great way to find all the different takes on the sketches. The other thing you will see is everyone listed below that is playing along with Christmas in February. So here I take out some washi, and I'm not sure. I want to use my stash, and so I don't know if in the back of my mind was like, get out some washi. Okay, I'm going to glue some stuff down first. But the washi kind of grounds the title because I've got those three pieces, so it pulls it together so that it was a good call on the washi. And I have enough that I could probably put some on every layout, and I think for a while I was trying to do that. So I trimmed down this striped piece, and again, this picture, because this is a 4x6, is much bigger than what you see in the sketch, but that's the fun part of the sketches. You make it work for you. You don't need even 3 photos on this page to do this sketch. You could use 1 photo, honestly. Actually, I mean, heck, don't use any photos, just do journaling. Do what you want, for sure. That's so fun. That's so fun. Just fun. More distressing. Um, I'm having fun with Follow Sketch February. I can't wait for March as well. March, which is around the corner. March is Christy's Beautiful Life and her 30 Days of Sketches with all exclusive sketches. I have all my photos ready to go, and I pull my papers as I go along. Here, I just eyeball this paper, and it is just a hair shorter than the 12 by 12. So I scooted over to the right hand side because you won't see the inside. Um, Actually, that's a big lie, right? Because what if I put it on the left-hand side of the page? Wow, that's a interesting item. Why did I think it was going to be a right-hand page? Hmm. I'll make sure to make it a right-hand page. Here is where I have trouble with my. This is why you should use washi as you buy it, right? Don't hoard your washi. I do have fingernails. It took me a while to get that off there, but what I did was I fishtail bannered the washi, and it didn't seem to be that difficult to do. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but especially with the on the right hand side, you just follow the little stripes. So, and here's where it gets a little bit more difficult because I do it right on the paper, but I didn't want it sticking all over the place. So I'm gonna fishtail band. You're gonna. I'm sorry about my head. And I was working out, so I got my headband on. But it was a little harder to do that side when it was glued down. But I just didn't want it flopping all over and get stuck to something it shouldn't, because I've done that before, and I don't want to repeat that. Um, and that's where that washi just kind of grounds that piece instead of it just looking like it's sitting there um, and yeah. So between the distressing and the um, adhesive foam tape and the washi, it gives it just a little bit of interest and dimension. Next up, I play with those snow globes, and I kind of decide, you can see on this first one, I just covered everything up because otherwise you were just going to see like a little bit of a star hanging out, but I wanted to make sure to get some of that base. So you do see the base on the bottom, not that you're going to necessarily notice it. And then my photos are closer together because they're bigger, but you do have that circular element there as well. I use my ATG adhesive to get it all glued down. I like to hold it in place because now that I've got the perfect spot for everything, I'm not moving them because I'm going to forget. So, and I just sneak that adhesive underneath all over the place. Here's I'm just making sure I can see as much as the snow globe as possible without seeing that star in the top. Not that the star on top would have been the worst thing in the world. There is no yellow on the page. Not that that would have been the worst thing in the world. I could have added more yellow. That's just what I was deciding to do. Sometimes I think when I'm doing a layout like this with a white background like that, like maybe I should have done some packaging technique before, but I don't know. I guess before I started gluing everything down, I could have thought about doing that. And I always leave splatters for the end. I've seen people do splatters earlier on. I don't know. I feel like the splatters are a finishing touch because I'm not sure where everything's going. All right, so I am getting everything laid down to where I want it, and then I will adhere it down. I do use foam adhesive tape. I get mine either from the dollar store or Hobby Lobby does have. I mean, now that the dollar store is $1.25, they have some foam adhesive tape that works really well too. That's inexpensive, even though it never goes on sale. No coupon to use. That's been years. Um, I was fortunate to have these 5 cut aparts. 4 of them go together. They're nice and skinny, and then the mermaid. Because why should you not have a mermaid on your Christmas page, right? I think it's fun with the girls on there. They'll like the mermaid. Those stickers on the side are Ellie's Studio, and they go a long way. I basically save them for layering up on top of my flare. So if you're new here to my channel, if you're not new, you know that. But if you're new to my channel, these are amazing. Ellie's Studio. I did have a subscription for a couple months. They do a lot of colorful, and that's what I like. Everything in different colors. Rainbow of colors, but they do a lot of, like, I don't want to say pocket cards, but journaling cards and things like that. And I did it for several months and then decided I needed to use my stash. So I do have some left, but these stickers are amazing, and they go a long way, right? You don't need many, especially when you're just putting them on your flare. And there's so many colors. I think I have 3 different sheets because there's a like more of a pastel and more of a bright, and then like a neutral one. So here I am clearing off my desk because I am going to do these splatters. And I start with picked raspberry distress oxide. Oh, and what I use to cover my photos, when I organize my photos, I have these 4x6 sheets that I'll stick in between, like with dates and stuff. So that's generally what I'm grabbing off my desk to be to keep my photos from getting splatters on. This color is Distress Oxide Spray Tumbled Glass, and then the last one will be the Distress Oxide Cracked Pistachio, and they all kind of go with this paper pad. And I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching with me to the end. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a fabulous day, and please come back and see me again soon.